1947.
There was no TV and very little radio in Wilton, Arkansas. My older brothers, Jay and Wes, loved to reenact the few radio broadcasts that made it through to our old Philco. I don't remember the actual events on the radio, but I do remember Jay and Wes replay them late into the night. They were experts at imitating the voices and the sounds from any radio program. Sports was their specialty. Jay would do the play-by-play. Wesley would fill in the crowd noises as the moment required. Somewhere along the way, a very disturbing real news flash changed the content of the nightly broadcasts. Someone was actually murdered in a little nearby community. Soon it became apparent that a crazy person, a fiend, a phantom, was on the loose as more bodies turned up in and around Texarkana, barely 20 miles away from us. With a sadistic bent of an elder brother whose bluff had long ago been established, the news of that murder was incorporated in the nightly broadcast renderings. Myself and my two other brothers, Wayne and Richard, had learned to expect the sports news or sports show to be interrupted by news of the phantom. We just never knew when it was going to happen. It is August 1947. The broadcast begins. Jay speaks. Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, weighing 214 3/4 pounds, the challenger from Ubabawanda, New Mexico. If Jay didn't know the facts, he made them up to fit the story. Prematurely, Wes drowns out the announcer with the first of his crowd roar, a noise somewhere between radio static and Grandpa Athey's morning throat clearing exercise. Jay aims a shut-up glance toward Wes that was on target, and the crowd noise stops. Jay, of course, never breaks verbal stride as he continues his introduction. And in this corner, weighing 212 pounds, Jay takes on the sound of a revival preacher. The heavyweight champion of the world, wearing his favorite colored trunks taken from the flag of his home state of. At this point, the sound man can no longer contain himself. Once again, drowns out the announcer with a series of ear-piercing whistles, claps, and bird calls. It is just as well because Jay has momentarily forgotten the name of the champ and is stalling until his memory returns or providence prevails. Nearly losing his place in the program, Jay stumbles, then continues. Well, the referee has given the fighters their instructions. They are now returning to their respective corners. The champ, Jay shies away again from the name, still having memory trouble, seems unusually tight tonight. Wouldn't you say, Wes? And Jay points his folded sock microphone to Wes. Never having been asked to speak before, Wes responds with wide-eyed silence. As Wes stammers to answer the already forgotten question, Jay has a moment to devise a scheme to further deviate from the script. Jay retrieves the microphone from Wes, who continues babbling on in unintelligible monosyllables. This promises to be a great fight, ladies and gentlemen. Jay continues. Just seconds before the bell for round one, the combatants face each other from across the ring. The bell should be ringing any second now. Jay waits. Jay gives Wes a kick in the shins. Jay squawks his displeasure, but instantly takes the cue, bangs the iron bedstead with the butt of his bean flip. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, the fight begins. The champ finds the challenger quickly with a flurry of punches. It's an uppercut, a jab, a haymaker, a right cross. Jay completely exhausts all this fight jargon in seconds. The audience, myself, Wayne, and Richard, sit up in bed and get excited as if there was a real fight happening right there in front of us. Wes, beside himself, trying to make the sound effects as vivid and consequential as Jay's commentary. Suddenly, without warning, Jay changes his voice to that of a news reporter and scares us all with one word: flash. We interrupt this program to bring you this update on the story just unfolding in the little southwest town of Wilton, Arkansas, population 286. Hearing your hometown mentioned in a radio broadcast is pretty heady stuff. Never mind for the moment that it's all make-believe. Jay has our attention as he continues. A killer is on the loose. A murderer called the Phantom by police locally is going around killing people without their consent. Jay tries to make a killer as evil as possible, and who is more evil than someone doing things without permission? The Phantom was last seen on the outskirts of Wilton, Arkansas, about dark tonight. Residents are advised to be on the lookout for a hairy man, about 6 foot tall, weighing 200 pounds. Wayne and Richard are hugging each other for support. I, on the other hand, am busying myself with an unscheduled corner-to-corner inspection of the inside of the bed covers. It is at this precise moment that Jay falls silent. Wes, who is totally confused with the abrupt transition to the newsflash, is not sure whether he should do a crowd roar or ring the bell, so he breaks his own silence. "What'd you stop for, Jay?" "Shush up," says Jay. "Shush up. There's somebody outside. Go get Daddy." "Not me, I'm not going there with him." "Oh, go on, Wes, you baby chicken." Jay continues in a desperate whisper. "I tell you, there's somebody out there. Go get Daddy." Unwillingly, with all the courage he could muster, Wes slides out of bed and starts the long, scary crawl to the other end of the house. He is barely to the door when he hears Jay's unmistakable snicker. Realizing he's been had, Wes stands up and marches proudly back to bed. His only retort is a chewed up and spit out couple of words that sounded something like doodle doodle. Jay resumes the fight commentary, and Wes, who could never stay mad long, joins in again with enthusiastic background sounds. Suddenly, Jay stops again. Very suspicious, Wes says, "Hey, what are you trying to pull this time?" Jay quiets him with a hand over his mouth. "There really is someone out there this time. Go get Daddy." "I'd have thought a gathered rack of brick hanging," says Wes. "Huh?" Jay asked as he removed his hand slowly. "I said, I ain't thought of that old trick again." Jay doesn't argue with Wes. He just points and says, "Listen." All is quiet. Then a faint, crunching, crackling, unknown sound comes from near the window next to the bed on Jay's side. The pillow that replaced the broken pane is under attack. "Doggone it, Wes, go get Daddy. There's really somebody out there." Jay tries to whisper as forcefully as he can without drawing too much attention to the intruder. "Oh no," says Wes, "it's the Phantom. I'm not going anywhere." His last words are spoken as he retreats to the comfort and safety of darkness under the heavy quilt, which up to now had been shunned as a hot nuisance. Jay speaks quietly to himself. "Well, I can't get past the window to go get help, so I guess it's either me or the Phantom." He delays momentarily, hoping for a miracle. Divine intervention would certainly be welcome at this point. He hears even more noise as the creature or Phantom or whatever it is decides to come in through that pillow-stuffed window. Someone is actually removing the pillow from the outside. Jay's heart races. Oh Lord, he's coming in, the Phantom Killer. He's here, he's breaking into our house. "Well, it's either him or me, Jay repeats. Then he tries to recall the most devastating punch he's ever described in all of his broadcasts. The sound man looks like a robber himself as he peers out from under the edge of his protective quilt. Jay raises up in bed, positions himself to deliver the Texas Scissors tail right cross combo. Jay polls the room one more time for other possible volunteers. "Wayne, would you go get Daddy?" "No," said Ben, a little too loud And I return to my safe room under the covers. Jay turns to Wes one last time without speaking. Wes is not going for Daddy, and he answers silently with an impression of a mad dog as he takes in another mouthful of quilt and shakes his head vigorously. The noises at the window continue, and the tension mounts. In one motion, Jay closes his eyes, jerks that pillow from the window, and delivers the deadliest punch he's ever imagined right between the eyes of our very surprised old cat, Stonk. The radio broadcast for that night ended in nervous relief for all of us, with the possible exception of one head announcer who was nursing wounded pride and a badly scratched right hand.